is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks are ticking higher in afternoon trading following yesterday's losses, with tech stocks leading the charge on U.S.-Iran deal optimism. Oil prices are falling closer to levels before the U.S.-Iran conflict began. Surging chip stocks are driving the Nasdaq's rally today, and the Magnificent Seven big-cap tech stocks are mostly higher, led by NVIDIA and Amazon. Stocks falling more than 1% yesterday following a hawkish Fed pause, with the central bank leaving rates unchanged as expected, but leaving the door open to a rate hike. We could see some trading volatility today. It's triple witching day when options and futures expire, which was supposed to fall tomorrow, but that's the Juneteenth holiday. Shares of Kroger are down 6%, even though the supermarket giant delivered higher sales and earnings in the recent quarter, but the company issued a disappointing outlook. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
You never know who might be taking the quiz.
Hi, I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, your personal astrophysicist.
Hey everyone, it's Phil Simms.
Hey everyone, it's Danica McKellar. It's Candace Bushnell.
I'm Jeremiah Brown.
Hey everyone, I'm Kix Brooks.
I'm John Taffer.
I'm Jennifer Aiden.
Hey everybody's Kevin Nealon.
It's Mr. Wonderful here, and it's time to take the quiz.
5 questions in less than 5 minutes every day. Listen and follow at thequiz.fox.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
1819 News.
U.S. Congressman Barry Moore is defending the San Francisco Major League Baseball players who put Bible references on their uniforms that they were made to wear to promote Pride Month. The players, Landon Roop, J.T. Brubaker, and Ryan Walker, all wrote references to Genesis 9, which is the story of the flood, Noah and the ark, and God's rainbow in the sky as a sign of his mercy to mankind. Moore spoke on WVNN on the Yaffe program about the blowback these players have been receiving for referencing the Bible.
Well, it reminds me of Tim Tebow when he kneeled on the sideline and said a prayer. I mean, it's just, the left is not tolerant at all. They are all about free speech as long as you're saying what they want you to say. And the minute you push back on that, that becomes an issue. So they're very hypocritical. They claim they're for civil liberties, but you have, when the left, as long as it's their message, yeah, they're for free speech. But anytime you speak out, especially if you're a Christian or you try to share your faith, or you push back against this woke, crazy left agenda, then in some kind of way, that's not tolerated in the most tolerant, supposedly, group in our society. But they're the least tolerant in reality.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
The news cycle can be overwhelming, to say the least. Andrea Tice cuts through all the noise with the Daily Detail from 1819 News, Alabama and national news in just 10 to 15 minutes. What you need to know before you start your day. Find the Daily Detail wherever you get your podcast.
A Trinity man has been sentenced to 20 years in prison for the sexual abuse of a child under the age of 12 in Morgan County. Romaldo Jimenez was given the maximum sentence possible under state law. He was convicted earlier this month. I'm Andrea.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfers' elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry. all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Now is your last chance to pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. I'm Bobby White, encouraging you to hurry in and lock in the same deal that our employees get on over 280 available new Fords. New Bronco Sport started under $28,000. New 25 Broncos starting at under $39,000. Or how about a new 26 Explorer starting at under $36,880? Or 26 F-150 Crew Cab 4x4s, they started under $44,500. And with your good credit, you can get financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months on a brand new Mach-E. Remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never make you pay any dealer dock fees or ridiculous upcharges. This is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. You pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford, in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or visit us online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Fox 54 weather impact meteorologist Emily Owen. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected for this Thursday across the Tennessee Valley. We'll see high temperatures warm into the low 80s for the afternoon. Heading into Thursday night, we'll keep rain showers and a few thunderstorms in the forecast. Low temperatures expected to fall into the low 70s for the overnight.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN. This is The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN. A compassionate, conservative, reasoned voice. Not just for today's headlines, but for issues that matter to you. Perspective from a distinguished career of service in the U.S. Army. Courage from hours in the pilot seat of a military helicopter in war and in peace. Knowledge of cultures from around the world. Experience from a lifetime of service to America. What matters to you, from the dinner table to the halls of power. Conservative, compassionate, reason. That's The Point.
Welcome, fellow Alabama friends, citizens, and patriots. It is Thursday, June the 11th, and it is a great day. A lot of rain coming down out there and more on the way. But this is The Point with Bill Crawford and producer extraordinaire Brian Temple. Brian, how you doing today?
You're too kind as always. Thank you, Bill. Doing very well.
Well, hey, one of the things I'm going to do here in the first segment is kind of break down the 14 points of the Memorandum of Understanding between Iran and the United States of America. But, Brian, it's already affecting gas prices, right?
Well, that is true. And looks like from GasBuddy.com, looks like things are going well. Of course, you expect to spend a little bit less at Sam's and Costco. Those are around $3.25, $3.26. But we're also showing some of the other places like the Murphy USA and the Gas and Go. Those are like $3.31 and $3.31, $3.35. The Circle K over here near us is $3.36. So things are going around. Maybe they just haven't changed the price at the Wavaho and Oakwood. When I went by, it's still showing $3.54, but maybe it's coming down a little bit. So hopefully that's a change in the last couple of days. Hopefully things are getting better.
Well, that's a change in some cases of about 40, 50 cents a gallon.
Absolutely.
So that's a big deal. But folks, what I want to do is just take a minute and break down this, quote, Memorandum of Understanding between the U.S. and Iran. And the first thing I want to make is this is not a treaty. This is not a surrender. This is just a memorandum of understanding. It's not a final agreement. So I'm going to kind of bounce around through this to try to make it make sense. There's 14 points before this thing has to happen. Point number 14 says the final agreement will be approved by the United Nations Security Council. So not the Memorandum of Understanding, but a final agreement. And there's a lot of things in these 14 steps that have to happen before a final agreement can even be discussed. And item number 13 in the Memorandum of Understanding says that once that both sides have assurances that point number 4, 5, 10, and 11 of this, I'm going to call it now an MOU, of the Memorandum of Understanding, have been happening, then only then can they proceed toward drafting a final agreement. So what are those things that have to have some progress before they can even start to say this thing is over? Well, item number 4 says that that the U.S. has to lift the naval blockade and restore traffic within 30 days. So there has to be progress made on number 4 before anything can proceed towards a final solution. The other in the MOU is number 5, which it says the Islamic Republic will make steps to ensure that merchant ships can go from the Persian Gulf to the Sea of Oman within 30 days. And there has to be progress on that. Number 10 says that the United States, after signing the MOU, will issue waivers of exports for Iranian crude oil, petrochemical products, and other derivative services, including banking, insurance, transportation, and the like. Item number 11 says essentially that the U.S. will unfreeze all of the assets that Iran has in the United States of America. And then item number 12 says that, let me go back to where I was. So those things, there has to be progress agreed upon by both of those sides before anything can happen towards a final agreement which goes before the UN Security Council. If it sounds a little bit confusing, it is, because it is confusing. So let's go through the other 14 points. Item number 1 says once we sign this MOU that we stop the war, which is a good thing. Item number 2 says the U.S. and Iran will respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity and will not interfere in each other's internal affairs. And item number 3 says they will try to negotiate a final agreement within 60 days of yesterday. I've already mentioned item number 5, which is one of the ones that has to have progress before anything can even be done. The thing in there, number 6, in the 14 points that kind of gives me a little bit of consternation, is it says the U.S. and its regional partners will create a comprehensive plan for the economic development and rehabilitation of Iran, which ensures the financing of $300 billion, which will be formulated within 60 days. So now let's just think about that for a second. Most of the bad guys in Iran are still in charge, and we're going to somehow make sure they get $300 billion. That, to me, kind of is a very strange little thing. The other thing is, and this is important, number 8 says the Islamic Republic of Iran reiterates that it will never produce nuclear weapons. Number 9 says the Iran and the United States that they will maintain the status quo. Iran will maintain the status quo in its current nuclear program, and the U.S. will impose no new sanctions. I've already covered 10 and 11. 12 and then 13, again, is the one that says if we don't see progress in this, there will be no negotiation for a final agreement. Folks, what in the heck does that really mean? And I'll tell you, if you're a student of history, and sometimes I think I am a student of history, did pretty good at it at West Point, let's think back to September 1938. Well, what happened in September 1938? Well, there was a little guy named Adolf Hitler who was running around in Europe just wreaking havoc and saying that he wanted to seize a lot of territory. And there was a potential war between Britain and France, and British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain went over to meet with Adolf Hitler in Munich, Germany, and he came back with a piece of paper. And he waved the piece of paper that said, "This is going to achieve peace in our time." Is this another Neville Chamberlain moment in American history? I really don't have any idea. I know it's different because it's more about nuclear weapons than it is about trying to seize territory. But, and I'm not trying to be the voice of doom. I'm glad that we're not shooting at each other anymore. but there's 14 things that are in this very short agreement, and some of them have to happen or there will be no final agreement. And again, the final agreement has to be approved by the UN Security Council. And I submit that there's not a guarantee that that's going to happen. However, this is progress. This is something that's happening that is positive. And hopefully this will lead towards, as Neville Chamberlain said, peace in our time. That is the current status of the Iran-U.S. war right now. There is no shooting. Ships are flowing through the Strait of Hormuz. We do have lower gas prices that Brian just reported on, and hopefully this will be a war that we have averted, even though it was pretty intense while it went on. So if you want to read that, go look it up on the internet and read it. It's you need to read that and try to understand it, because there's a lot of catch-22s in there.
Well, one of the things that we talk about when gas prices are a good bellwether, actually a pretty reactive bellwether to how things are going economically. Another one is real estate. Our next guest, Matt Curtis, is online on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. And when we take a break, we'll come back with Matt Curtis on The Point with Bill Crawford coming up next.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WCZN.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfers' elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. If you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
Trash Panda Nation, ignite the fun, let's rock it.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back home June 16th through the 21st. Promotions include an adult Hawaiian shirt giveaway on the 16th, a youth soccer jersey giveaway on the 18th, plus barbecue weekend and Father's Day close out the homestand the 19th through the 21st. Get your tickets now and learn more about our weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's TPTIX.com.
Let's rock it.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Cummins has kept the world running for more than 100 years. Since their founding in 1919, Cummins has been dedicated to leading the charge towards a future with smarter, cleaner power. Cummins sales and service locations are right where you need them when you need your engine or generator set service. And now, Cummins has a new Huntsville branch. They're located on Highway 31 in Tanner, just north of Calhoun College. Cummins expert technicians will keep you up and running. Call them at 205-808-2210.
When a team sticks together, it shows in the way they work and the way they treat you.
We don't just hire great people, they stay. On average, our managers have been with us over 15 years and company-wide turnover is under 3%.
It's a culture built on integrity and heart.
When you call, you get someone who knows your name, understands your business, and is invested in your success.
And that means service you can count on every time.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care, no appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is The Point on Talk Radio WZZN with Bill Crawford. Glad you are listening with us and to us today. Also, producer extraordinaire Brian Temple is alongside. And we are pleased to be joined now by our real estate expert who's been a guest on the show a couple of times and hopefully will be many more. And that is Matt Curtis, the founder of Matt Curtis Real Estate. Matt, are you with us?
I am with you, Bill.
Well, good. Let me take a moment just to introduce you to our readers, and I guess readers. The reason I said readers is because there's so many Matt Curtis billboards around town that they probably read about you just as much as they're going to listen to you on our show. But Matt is the founder of Matt Curtis Real Estate. He leads the 6-time #1 real estate team in Alabama with over $2 billion in sales. What's the commission on that, by the way? Not just joking. And 8,500 homes sold. Due to his fast growth of his company, they've landed on the Inc. 5000 list for 5 consecutive years. His award-winning team wins multiple accolades, including the Wall Street Journal's top 50 teams, best business by their local chamber, and best place to work. He is regarded as an expert in real estate sales and business culture. His insights have been featured on ABC, NBC, AL.com, the Huntsville Business Journal, the Redstone Rocket, U.S. News and World Report, and The Point with Bill Crawford. Matt's a good man. He's built 156 homes for families in Central America to support his vision to build 1,000 homes for families in needs, and he also supports local charities, including Kids to Love Curtis Care Center. Matt, thanks for joining us today. If I left out anything, let me know.
No, I think that most important one was being included on The Point here, I think for the 3rd time, so thanks for having me back.
Now, this is, well, you seem to know what you're talking about, and we love to have experts on our show. So let's talk a little bit about the Huntsville housing market. Firstly, it might have been yesterday, but the Federal Reserve didn't do anything with interest rates. Is that going to have any impact, positive or negative, on anything?
I mean, that was expected. The biggest thing now is people are trying to figure out if they're going to raise rates or drop rates and what they're going to do in the future. I think a lot of the smart money is predicting that the Fed funds rate could go up slightly the next time, and then we may see some drops after that. We'll have to see the effects of inflation, kind of the fallout of the war and all that right now. But the big thing is, the war hopefully is settling down, and that is helping with interest rates right during the prime of the season. So that is a good thing for the Tennessee Valley.
Well, now you say the prime of the season. That right now, I guess, is spring really traditionally the best season to make a move in the housing market?
If you're a seller, spring, summer is the best time to sell the home. Statistically speaking, your negotiation ranges are going to be lower. Your average sales price is going to be higher. So I was actually talking to our listing agents today, and I said, you need to call your sellers up and you need to ask them how many days are left in June. And they looked at me and they're like, did the math. Was there like 12, 13 days or so left in the month? And I said, the reason that's important is that most homes take 30 days to close. Most people that are buying during the spring and summer want to be moved in before school starts back up. And so you really need to be under contract by the end of July or end of June to be able to have an end of July closing. And so if you're a listener right now, you have your home on the market, get with your agent, but you probably want to put your best foot forward over the next 12 days, aggressively price, those sort of things to be able to get your home sold, in this peak season. Because, once you get into July, August, we still have a lot of sales, but it's usually, somewhere 70, 80% of the peak.
Well, now, along those same lines, just in your opinion, because you're the real estate expert of the point with Bill Crawford, is this a buyer's or a seller's market or neither?
Well, by definition, a buyer's market is anything over 6 months of supply. A seller's market is anything below 4 months supply. And so anything in between that 4 to 6 month window is kind of considered a neutral market. And that's where we're at today. We're at, I think the latest stats were 4.3 months worth of supply. That's the overall market. Now, if you look at certain price points, the school districts, some of them are buyer's markets, some of them are seller's markets. Probably the most extreme buyer's market we have right now is anything over 850. There's about 9 months worth of supply. So if you've got $1 million home right now, it is harder to sell in this market. It gets infinitely harder to sell after the summer season because a lot of $1 million type buyers are kind of trying to time it around school districts. So to answer your question, we're kind of in the in-between stage. But the May year-over-year stats just came out, and I was honestly kind of taken back. I was surprised at some of the stats that I saw. We've been trending in the right direction. Pending sales have been up double digits, around 11%. That's a really healthy sign. That means we're about to experience more closings in the market. But we saw a huge jump in May. We saw almost a 24% increase year-over-year in sales and pending sales. And so that is going to be a really, really big thing for us to look at kind of over the next several months, because if that continues, that means we're going to have likely, that balanced market may shift over to a seller's market, and we're going to start to see more appreciation in the Tennessee Valley. The home values have stayed relatively flat the last few years. Last month, we actually saw a 4.5% increase. That's good for homeowners. But if that 23% increase continues, I expect that we're going to start to see 4 to 5+% appreciation in the Tennessee Valley for the next several years.
Well, I want to clarify one thing to our listeners when you're talking about months of inventory. As I understand that, the months of inventory is, if not by the way, it includes, I think, both new and existing homes. And to me, as I understand it, that means if not another for sale sign is driven into the ground and you stopped and you sold everything off, that you would have 4.5 months of inventory. Is that kind of the correct, simplest way to look at that?
You're a smart man. I need to be interviewing you. You got to figure it out.
Well, I'm not as smart as you are about real estate, no doubt about it. Well, what about commercial real estate? There's been some talk about that in the news lately. And Brian, I think you had a question about that.
Yeah, I saw something, Matt, about where commercial real estate in this area is kind of stagnant. And I was wondering if you had some insight on that.
I don't do a lot of commercial brokerage, so I wouldn't be the best guy to ask for all the numbers. In general, I look at the apartment complexes and the inventory and the vacancies that we have in apartment complexes. I think that's pretty concerning.
Right.
And that's not only Huntsville. That's really across the nation. There's a lot of extra supply in apartment complexes. And I don't know what all the local banks are doing here, but, I hear this term called extend and pretend, and what that means is, the bank doesn't want to take the property back. The numbers don't really make sense. Maybe they financed it on a 3% and now we're in the 6s today. And so, all the extra supply is just not making sense. But I think that's really where we're at with a lot of these apartment complexes. They're extending and pretending. They're extending the loan rates and the deals because they don't want to take it back. But I imagine you'll probably see a few of these taken back by the banks over the next year or so.
Yeah, the thing I've always heard is banks don't like to own property.
They don't like to own property. If they have to, they will.
Right.
But I do think there's going to be some buying opportunities for large investment trusts that come in and get some of these deals. But right now, I think I haven't heard of any go on the market, but I'd be shocked if we don't see any over the next 12 months.
Well, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and just claim that I have a too small sample size. But just the commercial properties I see to and from work and as I go around town have been sitting available for quite a while.
Right.
So, especially here on the north end of the Parkway is there's some really nice stuff right here in our block between University and Oakwood, but it's been available for, I know some of it, for a year.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens. You have low interest rates. People want to put projects together. The bonus depreciation, it all looks good on paper. But several other people have the same idea, and we built too much supply. Eventually, all that will get absorbed.
Right.
Just the question is, will it be the original owner that gets it absorbed, or will it be taken back by the bank, or somebody else will get it done?
Jump and the net will appear, but there's only so much net.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Well, hey, let me shift back to the residential housing industry, which is more your area of expertise. The thing I kind of wonder is, we hear of all these stories of wonderful things happening in Huntsville. The FBI is coming, Space Command is coming, all is hunky-dory. You said right now we have a 4.3 amount of months of inventory on hand. Is Huntsville going to be able to keep up with this growth? I mean, we have industrial-based shortages. We have shortages of all kinds of construction materials. We have labor shortages. Are we going to be able to keep up with the demand that's going to happen here one of these days? Or does that concern you at all?
I think that's the million-dollar question. I don't think any city ever can fully keep up with its growth, and I think Huntsville's experiencing some of that. We've all been on the road system recently. I just drove through Madison, and Madison roads aren't what they used to be in terms of traffic, and so I think we are going to experience some growing pains. But I think we're poised to capitalize on this. Unlike a lot of cities, we have a lot of land mass. We're one of the largest cities actually in the entire U.S., bigger than Chicago in terms of land mass. So we have a lot of green space for builders to come in and build. And we have a lot of builders that are eager to jump in and build those homes. And we've got a lot of lots that have been approved, a lot of new neighborhoods that have been approved. So, yes, I think we'll experience some growing pains. But I do think Huntsville is smarter. I think we have better leadership than a lot of these other cities. And so, I'm betting on Huntsville. I think we're going to be able to ride this wave of success, and I think it's going to be great for homeowners. And I think a great thing, too, is we have so much land, there is still going to be affordability on the outskirts.
Well, speaking of affordability, one thing I've always wonder about is, the young couple out there that wants to buy their first home, and they're in an apartment and they say, hey, we really want to get into a first home. Now, if that young couple's a veteran, they can probably take advantage of a VA loan and get in without any sort of a down payment. But what are you seeing as far as first-time homeowners now? What kind of price point are they in, and how is that market going? Is there even a market out there for those people?
My youngest daughter, she was making me watch this HGTV show the other day, and it was this California couple that kept getting outbid, and they were in their late 30s, maybe even early 40s, hadn't even bought a home yet, and they were having to go $70,000 above list price. I think their budget was $850,000. So that's the challenge that we see in California and other cities across the U.S., but fortunately, we don't have that challenge here. We have affordable housing starting in the mid-200s. Our housing affordability index, that basically just weighs how affordable homes are compared to the median household income. And we've been around 100. Well, that's a perfect score. A lot of these big cities are 50s and 60s. So, when I was watching that show, I was like, this couple, they just need to move to Huntsville, Alabama, and their life will be all figured out and all their problems will be solved. But that's really the case. I mean, that's why we're going to continue growing, because we have this rare combination of affordability and great paying jobs. And so there's no better place, in my opinion, to buy your first home than in Huntsville, Alabama.
Well, now let me ask you a question about Matt Curtis Real Estate, and that is this: when people come in and they're looking for a house, they don't really know what they're doing. Maybe it's the first house they've bought, maybe it's a veteran who's lived in government housing all their life, and they say, "Hey, we want to buy a home," and that is a process that can be intimidating to a whole lot of people. How can you and your company help people through this process?
Well, we love all clients, all buyers and sellers, every price point. But I've got a special tender spot in my heart for first-time home buyers, and so we have this free first-time home buyer counseling session where we kind of walk them through the process from A to Z, and because we have a lot of really educated folks in our area, and they just want to be educated on the process, and so that's our goal, is to educate them. I'm an engineer by trade, so I understand that engineering mindset. And so the first step is to schedule that buyer consultation. There's no commitment. There's no cost to it. You can buy a home in 2026 or buy a home in 2027 or never at all. It doesn't cost you anything. We just want to educate, educate our area on how to buy a home. Because it makes a big difference on the city. Home buyers have 40 times the net worth of renters, and they're more engaged in the city, and it's just much better than apartment living. And so that's our mantra: is we want to help every first-time home buyer get into a home, and we want to ease the process so that they don't feel overwhelmed.
Well, let me ask you this. What is I get not just the median, because that's just a number, but what, in your opinion, is the sweet spot of a home price in Huntsville, Alabama that people are flocking to?
Yeah, anything in that 250 to 500 range is going to be the most competitive. Of course, below 250 if you can find it. As you start to get into the 6s and 7s, depending on the school districts, could be a little more challenging. And then as you get into the luxury market, that has been more challenging in our area. But 250 to 500, kind of 350 is kind of that middle point there.
Well, let me kind of ask you a corollary to that question,
and give you an idea too.
Okay.
I had a home that I bought and had been renting out, and it was time to do a 1031 exchange and trade into some other rental properties, and it was listed right there at 350. Got an offer the first day. So many showings that I ended up having to say, hey, just to be fair to everybody, I'm just going to let everybody see it through the weekend and then look at offers after the weekend. Multiple offers. It ended up going above list price. And so some people don't realize, we are still in that market where you can have, I had 12 showings in 3 days and multiple offers and accept a contract above list price. That does still happen here in Huntsville, Alabama.
Well, let me ask you this, Matt. What I was going to lead into is for the person who's out there who wants to buy a house but might not be able to afford one right now, and they're just driving around looking for for rent signs. Is there a better way to do that? Can your company help people out with that kind of a project also?
So for rent, your best thing to do is to go directly to the property manager, because sometimes these property managers don't keep the websites updated. And so it's best to go directly to the source. And I would just look at your needs. A lot of apartment complexes are offering, 1, 2, maybe even 3 months free rent. That's a great deal. You just don't want to get stuck renting for the rest of your life. Because they can kind of suck you in, and then they end up raising the rates, and it's hard hard to save for down payments, hard to get moved out. And, if you were going to buy a $300,000 home and we see 5% appreciation, waiting a year, you might get 2 or 3 months worth of free rent, but you just cost yourself $15,000 in appreciation. So it's definitely better to buy today if you can. If not, I'd be shopping the different deals out there. I know for some of my rental properties, we've been offering promotions because there is extra supply on the rental side right now.
Well, let me ask you this. Couple of final questions. You can combine them into one answer if you so desire. One, kind of what is the hottest area in the Huntsville footprint right now to buy? And also, why should people do business with you?
Well, if you're looking for some of the hottest areas, you oftentimes you look at trade-offs between school districts and affordability and land space and all those different things. But a consistent winner has been the Madison area. A lot of people moving to the area like that for school districts. Also, almost built out land-wise, and so just not as many options available out there anymore. So Madison's doing really, really well. A lot of the new growth going into Hazel Green. A lot of people like the Hazel Green School District area. A lot of growth going on in Athens as well. Athens has more land mass, and so there's a lot of, I'm actually sitting out in Athens right now looking at some new homes, but a lot of new construction, great small town community feel, and then really strong school districts as well. Why should you use us? Well, if you're an engineer, you want to work with somebody that gets you. So that's one thing. But I think most people they want to go with the biggest and the most high reputation. We have the most reviews, over 4,000 5-star reviews, over 8,900 homes sold now. And so, you only get to buy your first home, or you only buy a home every decade or so. And you just can't risk it on an agent. 70% of the agents sell 0 homes a year. So you don't want to risk it on somebody that doesn't have the experience. You want to go with a proven name that can do the job for you.
Well, hey, thank you very much for you forgot one thing. You said, hey, I'm the guy in town who has an upside down real estate sign. I think that thing's gone, though, I think. All right. Well, Matt, hey, Brian, you got a comment?
No, just saying, if you want to, there's several places in my neighborhood. If you're looking for that that $250 to $300 range, call Matt. Go ahead and call him and get set up and be my neighbor. So if you're looking at North Huntsville, like off of Maston Lake. It's a nice, quiet neighborhood back there. There's these little gems all over Huntsville that some of the other realtors won't show you. So come be my neighbor.
Okay.
Yeah, we believe everybody deserves 5-star service. 100,000 home or $1 million buyer. Call us at 256-333-MOVE.
There you go. Well, folks, that's Matt Curtis. Matt, thanks for giving us some time today. Look forward to talking to you again in the future when we need to get another update on the real estate market. And so, Brian, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in a bit.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
This is Bill Crawford, host of The Point on Talk Radio WZZN. I've recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Introducing The Golfist, Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Play over 2,000 courses with state-of-the-art simulator technology, perfect for golfers of all skill levels. For a limited time, grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month, or book with our grand opening pricing. It's the best value in Huntsville. Check us out at thegolfist.com.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to suck into perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Fox 54 weather impact meteorologist Emily Owen. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected for this Thursday across the Tennessee Valley. We'll see high temperatures warm into the low 80s for the afternoon. Heading into Thursday night, we'll keep rain showers and a few thunderstorms in the forecast. Low temperatures expected to fall into the low 70s for the overnight.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is The Point with Bill Crawford and producer extraordinaire Brian Tipple on Talk Radio WZZN. Listen to us on this station, on your HD radio, or try catching us many other ways that you can. For this segment, just a couple of items in the news that I wanted to mention. One is not necessarily news, but it's something I have had reported on this show on our Veterans Corner segment, and that is the fact that there is going to be a Veterans in North Alabama. And tonight there is going to be a public town hall at 6 o'clock at the Madison County High School to provide a lot of updates and information on that cemetery, what you have to do to be eligible other than the obvious. And I will go to that. I'm going to go to that tonight, and I will report that information to you guys and our listeners next week when I get back. And also will put information on my Facebook page or my website or whatever I can. But everybody who that is applicable to needs to know about that. And right now, I don't think a lot of people do, even though we've certainly been doing our best to try to promote that. A couple of other items in the news. I guess this is just, it's the story that won't go away, and that is, where does Coach Tommy Tuberville live? As you may recall, last week the state Republican Party had a hearing to determine his eligibility, being a 7-year resident of the state of Alabama, 7-year consecutive resident, not just in and out. And they said, yes, he is a resident. The Republican Party is happy, but 2 Alabama citizens are going to challenge that in courts. They filed a claim in Mobile County to see if he actually can prove that he is a resident of the state of Alabama. So who knows what's going to happen with that. I just hope they can get this thing over with and either just be done with it. Let's just get this thing out of the news.
Well, they'll eventually get their law bent around to where that'll work. So,
well, hey, it won't die. Let's put it that way. It's came back again. Another thing we reported about, we've had some of the Public Service Commission candidates on our show, and they have vociferously complained and campaigned about the fact that there is no real oversight from the Public Service Commission. They're supposed to hold hearings on power rates, specifically the rates charged by Alabama Power, a little bit south of us. And one of the things that came out of the new Public Service Commission oversight is the fact that the governor is going to appoint 4 commissioners that eventually, as their terms roll off, they will be elected like the ones who were recently elected. And by the way, the 2 incumbent PSC commissioners, the voters weren't very happy with them. They voted Jeremy Odom and Chris Beaker out in the Republican primary, and in their place put in former Coleman County Sheriff Matt Gentry and former state auditor Jim Ziegler, who will face opponents from the Democratic Party in the general election. And Governor Ivey has appointed some people. Again, these are the 4 people who will be on the commission, and they will eventually roll off and somebody will be elected in their place. And that is retired 3-star general and executive vice president of Auburn University, Ron Burgess, telecommunications and electric distribution executive Fred Johnson, attorney DeMarcus Joyner, and Alabama State University president Quentin Ross Jr. Governor Ivey got those picks from nominations by Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth, House Speaker Nathaniel Ledbetter, Senate President Pro Tem Garland Goodger, and House Minority Leader Anthony Daniels, and Senate Minority Leader Bobby Singleton. And Governor Ivey chose 2 nominees from Republicans and 2 from Democrats. So that process, and my gosh, we have talked about that extensively, but it's happening. It's happening even as we speak. Something else happening that's probably a little more fun than some of this other stuff is that if you've been following pro basketball, you saw the New York Knicks win the NBA championship for the first time in 53 years, and they are having their parade in New York City today. The last time after they won the championship, the way they celebrated was burning cars and buses. Hopefully, that won't happen today. Hopefully, they'll just have a nice little parade and everybody will go about their merry way.
Gosh, I hope so.
One would think, I can't even think if I was out with a bunch of my friends and we were celebrating something and there in front of us was a school bus, I would have no idea how to turn that over and start it on fire.
Gosh, I've never thought about burning a bus or a vehicle.
I hadn't either. Why would that even cross anybody's mind? But
and I've got 2 ex-wives.
Oh. Well, on that happy note, let's go ahead, Brian, and take a break and come back and wrap up this hour.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfers' elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
The LG software team brings you Bamboo HR. Bamboo streamlines everything from hiring to offboarding and eliminating manual HR tasks.
With Bamboo, our customers have saved time, stay organized, and keep employees happier with a seamless HR experience.
This is unique to Huntsville and Birmingham, and I urge you to ask about it.
Just ask anyone.
This is Jen with the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Y'all need to come join us. We have so many fun things every night of the week. From Monday night, steak night, Tuesday night, karaoke, Wednesday night, we have Singo Bingo, Thursday night is bike night. Of course, we've got live music on the weekends, so y'all come join us. Meridian Street Crossing, we've got Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Come on next door to the Rocket City Honky Tonk, where we've got honky tonk music all night long. Y'all come join us. We'd love to see you.
Eagle Masonry and Insulation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
He's still a soldier. His blood runs red, white, and blue.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap up this first hour of The Point with Bill Crawford and producer Brian Temple. Brian, let me ask you a question. Are you now, or sounds like a lawyer getting you on the witness stand, are you now or have you ever been a fisherman?
Yes.
Well, guess what?
Not very good at it, but you know.
Today is National Go Fishing Day.
All right, see you later.
Yeah, really. And you know, folks, there's a lot of places where you can fish around this great area. The biggest of which I would tend to think is just south of us, called the Tennessee River.
Well, you know, Madison County Lake, too, and they do events, kids fishing rodeos and stuff out there, too.
I wonder if people are fishing out in the Edgewater subdivision. I know they're...
Fishing for geese?
Fishing for geese.
What kind of bait do you use?
I don't know, but it is National Go Fishing Day, and it's also kind of a weird one. It is National Panic Day and National Picnic Day. So I think I would rather do the National Picnic than the National Panic Day.
I already did that this morning.
Already did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, when the rain
came?
Got out. Oh, the dog got out.
The dog got out.
Well, that is a cause for, not anymore. When my dog gets out, it doesn't go more than 10 feet, so.
Nah, she saw it and went on walkabout, so. All good. All good.
All good. All right, well, hey, let's get out of here, and we'll come back and do hour number 2.
We got a busy hour next hour, and we want you guys here for it. On The Point with Bill Crawford.
This is Talk Radio WZZN.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Got Connecticut sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows it's how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows it's how I get my grill on. neck of sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
HD 97.7.2, WZZN FM, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Talk Radio, WZZN.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The major averages are higher in afternoon trading, with tech and artificial intelligence names advancing on U.S.-Iran deal hopes. In the meantime, oil prices are sliding closer to levels before the U.S.-Iran conflict began. And the national average price for a gallon of regular gasoline has dropped below $4, according to AAA. And some encouraging news on the jobs front. New claims for unemployment benefits last week were down 4,000 from the previous week and declined to 226,000. And shares of Elon Musk's SpaceX are failing to take off for a second day and are down 7%. And Intel stock is surging 9% after President Trump said that Apple has agreed to work with the chip maker to design and build chips in the U.S. And you'll be spending less for a mortgage this week, the average long-term rate falling to 6.47%, according to Freddie Mac. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
This is Talk Radio, WZZN.
1819 News.
An Alabama man who was disqualified from running as a Republican for State Senate District 10 is now going to be on the November ballot as an independent. Jesse Battles has confirmed that he has been certified by the Secretary of State's office for this race. Battles will be up against incumbent State Senator Andrew Jones. Amy Minton recently challenged Jones in the Republican primary but lost to him. Battles also sought to challenge Jones in the Republican primary, but he was prevented from doing so by the Alabama Republican Party Steering Committee. Battle campaigned and gathered over 3,000 signatures from registered voters in this district in order to run as an independent. Battle says that this campaign has been 110% about the people who live and work in that district, and he says that the people should be choosing their leaders, not insiders from within the establishment. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness License Plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
The Mobile County Sheriff's Office responded to a shots fired call in Pritchard just one day after they took over the management of 911 calls. This move from the Sheriff's Department comes after one of the Pritchard police officers was federally indicted for criminality and corruption. The shots fired report came from a vehicle on Eugene Avenue. The suspicious vehicle was then pulled over by a sheriff's deputy, where a chase and struggle ensued. 28-year-old Tyler Coleman of Pritchard was then taken into custody and is facing multiple charges. Coleman also has a lengthy arrest history prior to this incident. No one was injured from that shooting. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This is Talk Radio, WZZN.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back home June 16th through the 21st. Promotions include an adult Hawaiian shirt giveaway on the 16th, a youth soccer jersey giveaway on the 18th, plus barbecue weekend and Father's Day close out the homestand the 19th through the 21st. Get your tickets now and learn more about our weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's TPTIX.com.
Let's rock it.
This summer, we make HVAC history as Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation celebrates our country's 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America! In honor of crossing the Delaware River and kicking Cornwallis out of Yorktown, Sensagreen now offers $1,776 off new HVAC systems. Give me liberty and a new HVAC smart system this summer at Sensagreen with Brian. Whatever it takes, just like our founding fathers. USA! USA! USA!
Alabama license number 12705/52808.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Fox 54 weather impact meteorologist Emily Owen. Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms will be possible for this Thursday night across the area. We'll see low temperatures fall into the low 70s for the overnight. Heading into our Friday, expect to see mostly cloudy skies. A few thunderstorms could be possible. High temperatures warming into the mid 80s for the afternoon.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN. This is The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN. A compassionate, conservative, reasoned voice. Not just for today's headlines, but for issues that matter to you. Perspective from a distinguished career of service in the U.S. Army. Courage from hours in the pilot seat of a military helicopter in war and in peace. Knowledge of cultures from around the world. Experience from a lifetime of service to America. What matters to you, from the dinner table to the halls of power. Conservative, compassionate, reason. That's The Point.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Talk Radio WZZN, and this is The Point with Bill Crawford and producer extraordinaire Brian Temple. Brian, how you doing? Good to go?
We're doing a great job over here. We're having a good time.
Having a good time. Well, speaking of having a good time, there are a couple of things going on this weekend. A couple, actually. One's a national holiday, and one is another national holiday, and that is tomorrow is Juneteenth, which is the recognition of the day that the last slaves in America were freed. That's a national holiday. Most everything will be closed tomorrow. And this weekend on Sunday is Father's Day. And I'd like to take just a little bit of time to talk about Father's Day, both here and in other places. A lot of families say, Mother's Day, that's a big deal. But Father's Day, I just let old Dad sit in the easy chair and leave him alone. Well, actually, Father's Day is a pretty big deal. And it's a day where you celebrate fathers, grandfathers, stepfathers, and all kinds of fathers figures who have been in your life. No matter what you've done, teaching a kid to ride a bike, offering advice, being a mentor, coaching a ball team, doing whatever a father is supposed to do. So when did Father's Day start in this great country of ours? It goes back to the early 20th century. Now, Mother's Day became an official holiday in 1914, but Father's Day took a little bit longer to develop into a holiday. The person who was credited with creating Father's Day was Miss Sonora Dodd of Spokane, Washington. And what happened was Miss Dodd was in a family where the mother had passed away on a farm, and the father raised 6 little children all by himself. And Miss Dodd said, we recognize our mother, and she was actually at a Mother's Day celebration for her late mother, but nobody recognizes fathers. So the next year, she had the first Father's Day celebration on June 19th, 1910. And slowly but surely, this idea began to gain a little steam in our country. A couple of presidents, Woodrow Wilson and Calvin Coolidge, did some proclamations, but it wasn't really an official holiday. In 1966, Lyndon Johnson also issued a proclamation designating the third Sunday in June as officially Father's Day. Still not a national holiday. Then in 1972, Richard Nixon, who did a lot of things, signed legislation making Father's Day a permanent national holiday in this country. Today, it's always celebrated on the third Sunday in June, which, by the way, just normally happens to coincide with the U.S. Open golf tournament, which is one of my things for Father's Day. I like to just watch that tournament, and I always do. Father's Day is celebrated in many ways: cookouts, barbecues, church services, sporting events, and family meals. Children sometimes give their parents presents, cards, and in my case, golf accessories or other gifts tailored to their father's interests. My big hobby is golf, and tomorrow, in celebration of Father's Day, my son and my wife and I will hit the links and play a little round of golf. That's a good thing. That's one of our little traditions we'd like to do. Also, Father's Day is a time to remember your fathers who have passed away. My dad passed away this past year at the ripe old age of 94. And I was actually able to go to his funeral service and served as a pallbearer. He lived a wonderful life. So what about you, Brian? Your dad's gone, right?
Yeah, we've lost Dad about 25 years ago.
Wow.
Oddly enough, to the same disability that I have. But in that time, a lot of science has been done, and I have a better expectation of what's going to happen. But I lost him, and I lost both of my grandfathers. My dad's brother, my Uncle Robert, we lost him. So a lot of great male mentors have come through, the family members and others. And one of the nice things about it is, for a time, I was an assistant scoutmaster at Troop 86 out of Fort Chapel. And to this day, I still have a couple of those young scouts that went through that will send me a message for Father's Day, just because they appreciate the little part that I had in their lives as a scout leader. So don't think you're not important to someone. And if you need to co-opt another holiday to tell them how much you appreciate them, go right ahead.
There you go. A good testimony from Brian. In my case, my family always does me right by Father's Day. Well, certainly some of the foods that I like, I'm certain will be on the table this weekend. The golf tournaments that I like will be on TV, and we will have a jolly good time. A lot of countries celebrate Father's Day. Australia, New Zealand, Germany, Vatertag is what it's called in Germany, and Thailand, Spain, Italy, Portugal. They're all observed on different days, and they're certainly not observed on the same day that we do. But think about modern day fathers. In the olden days, like in the 50s and 40s and even in the 60s, the dad was just, Lucy, I'm home, come sit in the easy chair and wait for dinner to be served. That's not the case now. Nowadays, fathers are involved in all activities: childcare, education, household responsibilities. It's just a father has a bigger job now than they used to have. So Father's Day is the day where, if you've got a dad out there, and even if you don't have one who's with us anymore, celebrate the fact that they were a part of your life, honor their memory, and if they're certainly still with you, go spend some time with them. Or if you can't, pick up the phone and make a call.
Well, and also, too, if you've ever been the father of a little girl, then you have my heart, because I can't think of anything better than being my daughter's dad.
Oh, I can't think of anything better than being my daughter's dad either, except
no shade on Barrett, but
Yeah. Well, I was going to say one thing that's a little better than that, though, is being the grandfather to her son and being the grandfather to my son's daughter.
Yeah, there you go.
That is a great honor and a privilege. And unfortunately, I won't see those. I'll see the granddaughter in person this Father's Day, but not my little grandson.
Well,
and he is a pistol.
I've seen the video from when you guys went and visited.
Yeah, where I taught him his little tricks that now his mother is not too happy with me for, but that's okay. That's what grandfathers are supposed to do.
I also appreciate the maniacal laugh right before he runs through the house.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, let's take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to Miss Brandy Quick with Ditto Landing. A lot of stuff happening down there. And we'll be back in a bit. This is The Point with Bill Crawford.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
This is Bill Crawford, host of The Point on Talk Radio WZZN. I recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
This is Jen with The Haven, a private event space located downtown Huntsville. If you haven't been before, this is the perfect spot for your event. Whether it's Christmas, the holidays, birthdays, weddings, rehearsal dinners, you name it, I can provide that perfect event for you. We tailor everything just for your needs, from food to flowers to the band to drinks. You name it, we've got it. The Haven, located at Meridian Crossings, downtown Huntsville.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Before you build, know the ground beneath you. OMI Incorporated has been North Alabama's trusted name in geotechnical engineering for over 30 years. We provide subsurface investigations, environmental consulting, and construction materials testing to keep your project moving forward with confidence. Commercial, industrial, and public projects, OMI has the experience to get it right. OMI Incorporated. Experience below the surface. Visit omi-eng.com. or call 256-837-7664.
Cummins has kept the world running for more than 100 years. Since their founding in 1919, Cummins has been dedicated to leading the charge towards a future with smarter, cleaner power. Cummins sales and service locations are right where you need them when you need your engine or generator set service. And now, Cummins has a new Huntsville branch. They're located on Highway 31 in Tanner, just north of Calhoun College. Cummins expert technicians will keep you up and running. Call them at 205-808-2210.
This summer, we make HVAC history as Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation celebrates our country's 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America! In honor of crossing the Delaware River and kicking Cornwallis out of Yorktown, Sensagreen now offers $1,776 off new HVAC systems. Give me liberty and a new HVAC smart system this summer at Sensagreen with Brian. Whatever it takes, just like our founding fathers. USA! USA! USA!
Alabama license number 12705/52808.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you with us today on The Point with Bill Crawford here on Talk Radio WZZN. Glad you are listening to us. By the way, you can go to our website, talkradiowzzn.com, click View Podcast and view episodes, and there we are. Since January 20th, most everybody who is anybody in Alabama, at least in North Alabama, has been on our website. You can listen to what they had to say. And one of the ones who's been with us before, and we're glad to have her again, is Miss Brandy Quick. Brandy, are you with us?
I sure am. How are you doing today?
Oh, I couldn't be better. And I'll just introduce you to our listeners who maybe didn't hear you the first time around. Brandy has been, I guess, the executive director of the Ditto Landing area since 2016. What she does is she is in charge of revitalizing Ditto Landing, which, by the way, is happening, and the Ditto Landing East Harbor area. And prior to being with Ditto Landing, Brandy spent 19 years with the Von Braun Civic Center and was also a member of their senior management team for 15 years. Brandy earned her bachelor's and master's degree from UAH Huntsville and served as the Region 5 director for the International Association of Venue Managers, which, by the way, that covers all the southeastern United States. And Brandy and her husband, not her son, Brandy and her son Scott, her son Cooper, have a husband Scott. That's actually correct if I said that like that. Well, I'll tell you what made me think of you, Brandy. We had James Lomax on this week, and he said after he finished talking to us on the radio, he was heading to Ditto Landing to talk about stuff that's going on down there. And there is a lot of stuff coming up at Ditto Landing. Tell us about some of the things that are in the near and also not so near future.
I appreciate Mr. Lomax putting us back in front of mind for you. We've got a lot going on. In the near future, we've got our Independence Day celebration, which will be next week. That's on June 27th. And on June 27th, we'll have an event where we'll shoot fireworks and we'll celebrate America's 250th birthday. We'll have live music, and those events will be free to the public. It's be a $5 charge to park, and we know it's going to be super hot that day, so we've got some really interesting cool zones activities. You can get a $5 wristband, and you can get some cool refreshments, and we're actually going to have a cool room set up that'll have, you'll be able to go inside of it. It's actually a cool container, one of those storage containers that has refrigeration in it, so you can go in there and take a few minutes and cool off. So we're super excited to have that available, and that's a new thing for us this year. So that's just next week, and then we'll have our Summer Sunset Concert Series is coming up. That will come up. The next performance of that is July 14th, which is a Tuesday, and Dave Anderson will be our performer that day. So lots of things going on just in the very near future, and then you can go ahead and ask me what you want to really ask me about.
Well, no, that's one thing I really want to ask you about that. But one thing I did want to ask, to go back to some of the stuff that's coming up, like the fireworks event, are there any rules for participation that people, like, can they bring chairs? Can they bring coolers? Do they have to have clear bags or anything like that? Or can they just come, unload their stuff, grab a seat, and enjoy the show?
That is a great question. So we always want to make sure that we are safe. And we will have lots of food trucks here. So we will do bag checks just to make sure people aren't bringing anything dangerous in. But also, we are not going to allow outside food and beverage in other than you can bring in a sealed bottle of water. We want everyone to, again, stay safe. So you can bring that in, but no coolers, because we will have our cool zone activities, but also the food trucks will be here, and we certainly want to make sure that we are supporting our local food trucks as well. So, you can bring in your chairs. We would highly recommend that. You can bring in blankets and sit down on the grass. Umbrellas are okay. We just want to make sure, ask you to not sit in front of the rest of everyone that's there. Just be mindful of sight lines for them. So bicycles will need to stay outside because there won't be enough room for bicycle riding inside the site. But if you want to, you could bring your pet. But do think about the fact that we are shooting fireworks and be sure that they are on a leash.
I wouldn't even contemplate bringing my dachshund to something like that.
Exactly.
I mean, the noise of the fireworks. Well, actually, with a dachshund, they don't have to have the fireworks. They just have to see other people, and they will start talking to them in a rather loud tone. So that's coming up. That's one other thing about something like this. The reason I asked this is I recently went to an event here in Huntsville, and I made sure that I went to the bank and took some cash out of the teller, and I got out there, and lo and behold, cash was not accepted, even for parking. So are you guys on a system like that now where you just need your debit card, or do people actually need to bring cash to park and for the food trucks, or do you even know the answer? Is that just ran by the food trucks?
So the food trucks will take cards. However, when you're paying to park and you're paying to go into our cool zone, we would request that you bring cash for those. We have a very small staff, and we want to make sure that we can get you in as quickly as possible. So if we can just swap a ticket for a $5 bill, then that's our quickest way to get you in and get you enjoying your time. So we definitely request that you bring cash for those smaller transactions, but the food trucks will be taking credit cards and debit cards.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I asked that question, because you do need to have a little cash if you come out there. One other thing just about the fireworks show, do you have a set start time, or is it just when the sun goes down?
We're planning to start that at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And the reason that we have more of a set time to start that is because we will be simulcasting on Star 99. And so there'll be music played on Star 99, which we'll be broadcasting, that will go along with the fireworks. The fireworks is a 15-minute show, which is a really good, strong, fun fireworks show. And we'll have all kinds of patriotic music that'll play along with that. So we appreciate Star 99 and Woody Anderson Ford and Window World helping us to provide that service in case, if you live close by and you didn't want to come down for some reason and you didn't want to have as much fun as we were having, then you can flip your radio over to Star 99 and watch the fireworks. But I did want to say that our performers, I don't think I mentioned that at 5 o'clock, Charlie will be the opening act, and the Tavern Preachers will be our headliner. So super excited to have them. And they will play, we'll take a break, an intermission at 9 o'clock for the fireworks, and then Tavern Preachers will come back on stage and play for a little while longer.
What is this Star 99 you talk about? We only know one radio station.
So sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies for mentioning those other folks.
Those other people, no, they're good people, and that's a great thing. And I'm sure if we played music, you would have thought of us.
Well, now that still begs a question for me, because you said turn your radio to Star 99 and you can watch the fireworks. How does that work? Is that actually some sort of YouTube channel or something?
So if you're close enough that you can see the fireworks, then you can put your radio on Star 99, listen to the music, and watch the fireworks. I guess I skipped a little step in there, didn't I?
It's all good. Again, if we played music, I'm sure you would have called.
Okay, that's not that big of a deal. So, well, now let me ask you this: did you have something? You said ask me what you wanted to ask. Is there something that I should have been prepared to ask you about that I hadn't done yet? Is that a little hidden thing?
Well, of course. I thought you might ask about our event center, which is still under construction. Things are going great with it. We are on schedule with it. And just last week, the city agreed to do their part in that they are going to help us with the parking lot. So we'll begin very soon with the parking lot construction because we can't have an event center without a place for people to park, as you might imagine. So that construction will begin very quickly so that those two projects can happen simultaneously. So we'll be ready to open late December or early 2027. So we'll be ready to go.
Now, the event center, as you're driving across the Whitesburg Bridge and you look over at Ditto Landing, you see the landing, and then you see just a little bit farther to the east, the little 2-story building that's coming up. Is that the event center?
If only it was little. It's a pretty good size.
No, it's not little. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Well, is the event center also is it going to be a functional restaurant that you can go there any night of the week, or is it just a center that you can use and engage to have events at?
So the answer to that question is most likely yes on all the above. So we'll have the event center, which was previously the State Docks warehouse, and we were able to refurbish portions of it and rebuild out portions of it. And that is the event center itself. And then in front of that, and by in front of it, I mean towards the river, that's the other building that you see.
Okay.
It's a 3-story building, and the first 2 stories will be restaurant, and the top story will be another event venue location that Ditto will handle. We do not have the restaurant chosen yet. We're still looking at proposals and asking for more proposals because we want to. This is a big deal. This is a big deal for South Huntsville. This is a big deal for Huntsville. This is a big deal for North Alabama. So we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing and we get a really good restaurant. So we've had a couple of proposals and they've been great, but we just want to make sure that we're being good stewards and that we get the right choice for us. So looking forward to making that choice and getting the restaurant in. When we make that choice, they will still have to build out the inside of it. So it's not going to be snap our fingers and the restaurant opens. And so, therefore, I can't really comment on their behalf as to what their hours will be, but I sure hope that everyone comes down and supports them to the point that they have to stay open 7 days a week.
Well, I commend you on your due diligence for that, because that is going to be a big attraction for the Huntsville area. I think it's going to be great. I don't think there's any other place on the river in our, quote, neck of the woods where you can go have a meal and look out over the river. And, I mean, you can come to Ditto Landing with a picnic basket, but no place where you can actually sit down and order food. So that's really looking forward to that. Do you know if it's going to be a local restaurant that's going to maybe expand into there? Or are you looking at all options to include nationwide chains?
We are looking at all options. We have talked to some local restaurateurs and are very excited with their interest. But again, we just want to make sure we look at all the options and do the right thing. So we put out some feelers to other commercial realtors and had them, hopefully they're looking at a broader scope to see what other options there are. But there's been a lot of interest locally, so it's really exciting.
Well, that is great. I personally would love, there's some great local restaurants in town, and I hope some of them are contemplating perhaps going into that area. One other thing on the summer concert series, which I guess the next one is Dave Anderson, are the same rules pretty much in effect where you can't bring alcoholic or any beverages in there? There'll be food trucks and stuff where you can purchase things of that nature?
No, actually, we kind of change it up. It's a little more relaxed because we have, we typically have 400 or 500 people for our summer concert series. So we don't, you can just come in and bring your food. You can we have some people that even bring like a little table set up, and they have just a cute little, kind of a little bistro look, and come out and enjoy themselves. We have a lot of repeat visitors, but then every time we have people that said, this is great, and I've never been here before. So we love to have all of our repeat customers and then our new ones as well. And we just think of that event kind of like concerts in the park at Big Spring Park, where you just come in and bring everything with you. And there are still food trucks there, but we don't restrict that access for that event.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and I've heard, I certainly have heard Gabe LaRose. He has played many times at Nick's Ristorante when I've been there. I may have to go down there and see him live and in person in another venue. So as far as just in general, Ditto Landing, if people are listening, especially like people who are new to the area, and they say, well, what is this place and where is this place and what can I do down there when there's not an event going on? Tell our listeners who may not be familiar with Huntsville kind of a brief overview of Ditto Landing.
So the easy answer is we have camping and we have boating, and you can come down and bank fish, or you can bring your boat down and fish. Those are the fun, obvious answers. But our greenways, we're at the southern end of a 16-mile loop of greenways that go around South Huntsville. That's part of the Singing River Trail. And to be able to enjoy a greenway like that, and that goes all the way around South Huntsville, that's a huge opportunity. So that connection, so Aldridge Creek, and then you go down and you can go west along the river all the way to Redstone Arsenal, then go up towards LG's Walk through Hayes, and then go all the way up to Weatherly and make that loop back around. It's just a wonderful amenity and quality of life asset for us and for all of Huntsville, really. Huntsville has had a huge focus on biking and walking and enjoying greenways and just overall wellness. And I think that seeing that loop just embodies that. Seeing that if you're able to check out on the city's website, they have a Greenway master plan, and you dive down in that and you see that loop. It's just wonderful. But you can come down to Ditto and you can just sit and kind of recenter yourself and enjoy the sunset. Maybe not today, but no filter required on that. Take some pictures, do some selfies, and just share yourself and your family and time with nature.
Well, one thing I will add to that, and I will say, firstly, thank you for giving us a little time today to update us on the progress of Ditto Landing. But I can personally testify that the benches at Ditto Landing is the best place in town to watch the sunset, without a doubt. And you can also bring your little furry friend down there and throw them a ball and have a good time with that. And it's just like you said, it's a good place just to sit down, relax, and take a load off your mind and take a load off your feet. It's a treasure in Huntsville, Alabama, and it's only one that's going to get better. So, Brandy, thank you for your time today. We really do appreciate that. And hopefully I will see you down there this summer. We'll go ahead and let you go and enjoy the rest of your sunsetless day.
Thank you so much. I'll try to work on getting that sunset turned back on.
There you go. We appreciate it. And, Brian, let's go ahead and take our second break. That's Brandy Quick, with Ditto Landing.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfer's elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
WASP Asset Software, delivered by our Next Level software team, helps you track every asset with ease, giving you total visibility over your tools, equipment, and IT assets from everywhere.
With WASP, our customers have reduced loss, improved accountability, and saved hours of tracking down what they own and where it is.
This is proven technology, and I urge you to ask about it.
Now is your last chance to pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. I'm Bobby White, encouraging you to hurry in and lock in the same deal that our employees get on over 280 available new Fords. New Bronco Sport started under $28,000. New 25 Broncos starting at under $39,000. Or how about a new 26 Explorer starting at under $36,880? Or 26 F-150 Crew Cab 4x4s, they start at under $44,500. And with your good credit, you can get financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months on a brand new Mach-E. Remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never make you pay any dealer dock fees or ridiculous upcharges. This is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. You pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford, in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or visit us online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to succulent perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Fox 54 weather impact meteorologist Emily Owen. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected for this Thursday across the Tennessee Valley. We'll see high temperatures warm into the low 80s for the afternoon. Heading into Thursday night, we'll keep rain showers and a few thunderstorms in the forecast. Low temperatures expected to fall into the low 70s for the overnight.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Talk Radio WZZN, and this is The Point with Bill Crawford and producer Brian Temple. We are glad to have you with us today. And one thing that we're going to start doing on this show on the last day of our broadcast week, you know, we're the flagship station for the Rocket City Trash Pandas, and we're going to start doing a Trash Panda report with the voice of the Trash Pandas, Josh Carey. Josh, how you doing today?
Hey, Bill, good to hear from you. Happy to be with you guys, and look forward to this next venture.
Well, it's going to be fun, you know, and firstly, I want to tell our listeners that the Trash Panda experience is a lot of fun. Josh, thank you for the tickets the other day. My wife and I went out there to see what I think was a pitcher's duel between the Montgomery Biscuits and the Trash Pandas.
And came back with a really loud Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, man, great shirt. Great shirt. But let me ask you this, Josh. One thing about that game, which ended with a pickoff on first base. Have you ever seen a game end with a pickoff play like that?
Not like that. I mean, I think I'm sure it's happened before because pickoffs are pretty routine in baseball. But yeah, that was. I haven't seen it in quite a while, but that was a heck of a way to end the ball game, and it certainly makes things a lot easier than having to pitch to the opposing hitter.
Well, it was kind of interesting being a fan down there, just watching the game, and all of a sudden everybody said, "Oh, wait, it's over." The game just ended. I didn't realize it ended myself until we started getting up and walking off. So what were some of the other highlights of the Trash Pandas that happened this week?
Well, so far, 2 games into this week, the team has really been playing well. They've really grinded out a tough win yesterday over Montgomery. They got a 3-for-3 performance from Nick Rodriguez, who doubled, had a couple of singles. Also, J.J. DeRazio had a big 2-run homer. Anthony Skull hit a home run as well for Rocket City. And so, and they also got another great pitching performance. Ohel Hurtado, who's really kind of their ace of the staff, went 4 2/3, and then the bullpen, which has been so good since about late April, they combined to go 4 1/3 innings of 1-run ball. That 1 run was unearned, and that's just kind of what they've done for really since the middle part of April. This team has just found ways to win. I wouldn't say it's the most overpowering ball club, but they know how to get timely hits at the right time, and the pitching has just been stout. It's been really, really good. It's really what I call a 4 to 5 inning game at this point. If you can get to the 5th inning with Rocket City and you're winning, you have a pretty good shot of getting out of it just fine because the bullpen's just been so dominant. So it's been a lot of fun watching this team play.
Well, it certainly was fun the other day. And speaking of fun, for our listeners who may not have had the experience to go to a Trash Panda game yet, and by the way, that wasn't my first. I've been to many of them. Tell our listeners about the AA baseball experience, because it is unique. Minor league baseball is a lot of fun. You're entertained from the moment you walk in till the moment you walk out. Tell our listeners, who, by the way, hopefully many of them are your listeners also, about some of the unique things that happen in that stadium to entertain the fans.
Well, what we always tell fans is, don't worry about what's happening on the scoreboard, because the baseball, it may be the main attraction, but it's also only a part of what we do. We are an affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels, so we don't control what players we get, what players get called up, what players get sent down. And so you can't really what's happening on the scoreboard. Everything we do is catered toward the fans. So, we have a playground for the kids. We have another recreational area, which includes cornhole and a pitch machine and things like that, to entertain kids and let them run around and play and burn off some of that energy. We have a berm as well that we actually just remodeled for folks to sit out on their blankets. That costs only $8.72 a ticket. We have some of the best concessions, I think, in all of minor league baseball. Our chef and our catering managers do a great job of putting out quality food every homestand.
I'll second that.
We have a series of in-between inning games that are sponsored that we run for each ball game as well. We might have a dizzy bat race. We might have balloon popping. We might have a stolen base where you got to grab a base from center field and run back in a lot amount of time. You have contests between fans as well. Sometimes there's a sumo wrestling with an inflatable object. I mean, we just do a lot of different things to keep folks engaged with the product that we center on. And we can't always control the action on the field, but we try to control everything else. And I think we do a pretty good job of doing that.
Well, I had a little experience the other day at the game that I attended where they have for our listeners, they have some folks that come by. They have this little slingshot type device where they launch T-shirts into the stands, and lo and behold, one T-shirt came my way. It hit my neighbor on the noggin and popped right into my hand. And there were 3 little kids sitting there right in front of me, and they were just looked like hungry birds with their eyes wide open. And I asked the dad, I said, which one needs a T-shirt? And he pointed to the smallest one, and I gave that young man a T-shirt. and it made my day.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, that's another thing we do is we throw T-shirts in the stands every game, and that's the big thing. We're trying to create lasting memories. Really, I think one of our biggest jobs as a minor league baseball organization is to create fans of the future and fans of the next generation, and it's by doing small things like that. It's a family-friendly atmosphere. We try to make it as kid-friendly as we can, and it's moments like that hopefully will attract a fan or a kid to tell his parents, hey, I want to go back to another Trash Pandas game this year. And that's great. That's great to hear. Thank you for doing that, Bill. And those are the things that we have to do. And what I call, it's not really sports entertainment. It's just entertainment. I think we're right on par with going to the mall or going to the movies, going to an amusement park, things like that. I think we're just on par with that. And how we compete for that entertainment dollar, things like that go a long way.
Well, plus I'll tell the listeners out there, and you can chime in on this too, Josh. The ticket prices are most reasonable out there, and frankly, there's not a bad seat in the house. Would you not agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, we've got some of the lower ticket prices in our league. It's $17.44 a ticket. I don't know what it costs to go to an Atlanta Braves game, but I got to think it's much more expensive than that. Parking is $10. You go in, our concession prices are reasonable. We want people, obviously, as any other business, we want people to spend money, but we also don't want to break the bank on folks. We understand that, the entertainment dollar is valuable to a lot of people, and we got to be very careful with how we price things. Our job is to try and make fans realize that Toyota Field and Rocket City Trash Pandas baseball, it's an affordable night out, it's a fun night out, and it's a place to introduce kids to a wonderful sport that we're all in love with. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. And any chance we get to do that, any chance I get to talk to you guys about stuff like this, the better off it is. So, we want to make it as affordable as possible, and understand that at the end of the day, the only way you get people into the ballpark is if you don't feel like you're nickel and diming them. And I think we do a really good job of that.
And I think you do too. But let's get to the field for a second, the action that's coming up. First of all, tonight, you think you're going to get a game in, or is the rain going to take care of everything?
Well, we'll knock on wood. This front, I think we're just going to get clipped by it, but hopefully it won't be for too long. We've already had the tarp on and off the field several times today. I'm pretty confident we'll get the game in, but I'm not going to make any promises either. What I will say is this: the Trash Pandas are in a pennant chase. We're a game and a half back of first place with 4 games remaining, so we got to get every game in that we possibly can. So I think we're going to make every effort we can to play tonight, and hopefully this front will just miss us and we'll be able to play some baseball. Might have a delay, that happens in baseball, but I still feel pretty confident that we'll play tonight.
And shout out to y'all's grounds crew. They're doing a fantastic job out there, especially changing over for all the different events you guys do out there. And then just working. It's summer. It's going to rain at some point. Just working on all that and really taking care of that place.
Yeah, well, Charlie Weaver is our groundskeeper, and I think he's the best in the business. He's been here since day one, and he takes a lot of pride in the field. And, he won groundskeeper of the year for all of minor league baseball a few years ago, and you can understand why. He takes a lot of pride in himself and the product that he puts together with our playing surface. And, every year we get nothing but rave reviews from the Angels and from our opposing teams about the playing surface and how immaculate it is and how fair it plays to the fielders. It's just a wonderful place to play baseball, and I know he is very proud of what he's accomplished, he and his crew. And what it's allowed us to do is host other events and show that we can do more than just baseball around here,
right? Because
we have the facility to back it up.
Yeah, and well, you see Charlie tell him it even looks good. It looks gorgeous from 565, and it looks even better in person.
Yeah, well, he's very proud of it. Yeah, it's nice to take a little look at that when you're in the middle of winter and you can't go outside too long. It reminds you of summer. So he does a great job of it all year long.
All right. Well, hey, Josh, as we wrap things up here, tell our listeners what's coming up at the stadium for the next few games and, including who we're playing and what the promotions are.
Sure. Well, we got the Montgomery Biscuits in town. They're the Rays affiliate. Tonight is our soccer jersey giveaway presented by Huntsville Compounding Pharmacy. the first 1,000 kids 12 and under get a free soccer jersey, and we're doing this because obviously the World Cup is going on right now. Tomorrow and Saturday, we're going to have fireworks shows, and then on Sunday we'll wrap up the homestand with with kids running the bases after the game. We'll also have a pre-game autograph session featuring 2 Trash Pandas players as well. And, should be a lot of fun. That'll be a 4:05 start to wrap up the week, and then next week we head to Columbus.
And as always, well, Brian, I know what you were going to say. You go ahead and do it.
Josh, thanks for coming on. And, of course, we'll hear you right back here on Talk Radio WZ in about 2.5 hours.
That's right. We'll be right back on here as we will every game for 2026.
All right. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
This is Bill Crawford, host of The Point on Talk Radio WZZN. I've recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
Now is your last chance to pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. I'm Bobby White, encouraging you to hurry in and lock in the same deal that our employees get on over 280 available new Fords. New Bronco Sport started under $28,000. New 25 Broncos starting at under $39,000. Or how about a new 26 Explorer starting at under $36,880? Or 26 F-150 Crew Cab 4x4s, they started under $44,500. And with your good credit, you can get financing as low as 0% for up to 60 months on a brand new Mach-E. Remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never make you pay any dealer dock fees or ridiculous upcharges. This is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. You pay what we paid during the final days of employee pricing at Lynn Layton Ford, in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline indicator, or visit us online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back home June 16th through the 21st. Promotions include an adult Hawaiian shirt giveaway on the 16th, a youth soccer jersey giveaway on the 18th, plus barbecue weekend and Father's Day close out the homestand the 19th through the 21st. Get your tickets now and learn more about our weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's tptix.com.
Let's rock it.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
And I'm still hoping, waiting, praying I did not die in vain.
Welcome back, everybody. Going to close out this segment and this week live. We'll have a best of tomorrow, and this is The Point with Bill Crawford. And thankfully, next week when we wake up on Monday, there will be no political commercials anymore. I've had enough of those.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Tired of seeing people saying, hey, I'm a better Christian than you are. Trump likes me better than you. And, oh, by the way, I can certainly shoot a shotgun. Those are done and over with. And
although I did see on my TV someone with a rifle kicking in a door. I was watching Jack Ryan, but I mean, it wasn't a political commercial.
Yeah, it's still on TV, but it's not political commercials anymore.
Yeah.
And one thing I would like to mention as we get out of here, this weekend is Father's Day. Remember your father if they're with us or if they're not, just have a good thought and a prayer about them maybe.
Or someone who has stepped into that role with you. Go ahead and be sure to tell them thank you.
And also, we had Josh Carey on. I can attest personally that is a great way to spend some time. Go see the Trash Pandas. You won't regret a moment of your time out there. So
I've had several bad times in my life, never won at Toyota Field.
No, it's a baseball game. Hot dog, a beverage, Cracker Jacks. You can't beat it. So, folks, we're going to get out of here. Keep our servicemen in your thoughts and prayers, and hopefully they'll be coming home soon. Keep safe yourself, and thank you for listening. Brian, thanks for everything this week. Let's get out of here.
Absolutely. Y'all look out for each other, won't you? And I'll see you tomorrow with the Bounce of the Point with Bill Crawford.
Who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. I can make a sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows that's how I get my grip.